I'll explain the log rules. So these are very, very important to know as they will help you solve problems in logs. And then the first rule that you learn is that when you have log base of b, and then you have the inside to be m plus log base of b, and then you have the inside to be n, right? This gives you, because the bases are the same, and then you multiply the insides because you have a plus sign here. So because you have a plus sign, you multiply the insides. So you have now and then log base of b, and then what is the inside? Is ma multiplied by na. So you multiply the insides in this case, right? A quick example of this, maybe to see how it works. Let's say, we have log base of 7, and then your inside is x plus log base of 7, and then your inside is 3, right? Then how do we then simplify this? So you're not evaluating or trying to solve for something, you're simplifying. So this would simplify because the bases are the same and we have a plus sign in between. This will simplify to be log base of 7, and then what is the inside? It's x multiplied by 3, multiplied by 3. So that's how it simplifies. Sorry about that, I don't know what my pen is doing, but yeah, that's how you would best simplify this. And then maybe one way to rewrite it nicely, it will be log base of 7 and then 3x, right? So that's how the first law works. So key important thing is that the bases must be the same, and then you have a plus sign in between, and then you can apply this law. Just keep it simple. It's simple, it's nothing difficult. But what happens when we have the same basis and then we have a subtraction sign in between? So you have log base of b, and then you have m minus log base of b, and then you have n. This gives you what? It gives you log base of b, right? And then what happens when you have a subtraction sign in between? So when you have a subtraction sign here, when you have a subtraction sign, now then what do you do with the inside? Then with the inside you're gonna divide them. So you're gonna divide by the first one, which is m, and then you understand it's gonna become like this. You're gonna divide the m by n. You understand? So that's how we do it when we have something like this. A quick example of this would be, let's say we have example, you have log base of 5, right? And then you have maybe 10, and then minus log base of 5, and then maybe you have 5 here. And then you are simplifying. How could this simplify? This will simplify because the bases are the same. You're gonna have log base of 5, right? And then what happens with the inside? You're gonna first say 10 divided by 10 divided by 10 divided by 5, and then what does this give you? This gives you log base of 5, and then what is this? 10 divided by 5 is just 2, right? So this is, you have 2 in there. So that's how you would simplify something like this. So another law that's very important, let's go to law number 3. So number 3 is that you have log base of b, right? And then inside the bracket you have m to the power of r. So remember, these are just these letters just represent, can be written in as anything, you understand? We just use the letters or the alphabets that we're using, like the m, the b, and the r, just for illustration purposes, just to explain the law, how it works. But it could be anything, you understand? It could be x, it could be y, it could be c, it could be d, it could be r, or any other letter, but this is just for demonstration purposes. So what happens when you have a law like this? This becomes what? You take the r down. So we're gonna take this r down here, right? And then this law becomes r log base of b, and then your inside becomes m, right? So a quick example on this law would be, let's say we have what? We have log base of 7, and then you have 7 to the x, right? And then to simplify this will be the same, because what is our power in this case? Our power is x. So we take the power on to the other side. This becomes x log base of 7 right? So we're going to explain something now. We're going to explain something about this thing, right? There's something very interesting that happens with this thing, right? That happens with this, right? So now let's unpack that law. That you will see this would change to become something, right? So let's was it this law number 4? Sorry about that. Let's go back to the pen. Right. So if you have log base of b, the base b and the inside are the same. If the base and the inside are the same, you know the inside I'm referring to what's inside the bracket, right? If the base and what is inside the bracket is the same, then this is equals to 1. So going back to the previous example, so to simplify this, because the base here, the base and the inside is the same, then this would become x multiplied by 1, which is just equals to x. So that's how this thing works. So maybe let's take another example that maybe might make this thing more clear. So let's say example, just to make it more clear. So if you have log base of 4 and then you have 4 inside here, so this is automatically equals to 1. So that's what you need to know. That's what this law says. So, and you need to know that, and you need to be able to apply it when you see it. So let's go to another law number 5. Law number 5. Oh, sorry, I want to use blue for these laws. Okay. So law number 5, it says that you have log base of b, and then you have 1 inside. So if you have log base of b and then you have 1 inside, it doesn't matter what the base is. The moment your inside is 1, you're always going to have your log equals to 0. So simple way to test this, you can use your calculator, punch log base of 5, and then you punch 1 there. You will see that you get your answer to be equals to 0. So anything, it doesn't matter the number, it will always be equals to 0. The base doesn't matter. Your answer will always be equals to 0 in this case, whenever you have a 1 as your inside. So that's something that to take note of, and you need to be able to understand it quite clearly. Okay, so there's more laws to that we need to unpack, that we will make you understand or help you to simplify or solve problems involving logs. So right, um, I- so we have another law. Maybe let's say go to law number 6, and then let's say we have log base of b, and then you have m. And then we want to change the base b to become base c. So we want to change the base b to become base c. We want to change the base. We want to change the base, right? So if we want to change the base to something with desire, right? So we want to change the base to something with desire. So what does this become? This becomes log. Let's say we want to change the base to become maybe c. C will represent a different number, and then we're gonna have our inside to be m here, and then this we're gonna divide this to be log base of c, and then our inside here will be b, right? So this is called change of basis. Yeah, this is the change of basis law. So this is maybe one of the maybe a bit complex or a bit complicated law, but the more you do it, the more you practice it, the more you get to understand how it works. So it's called change of basis. Yeah, I can just claim it like that, and then you will see how it works. Let's do a quick example. So let's say the example says you given log base of 7, and then you have 3 inside, right? And then change the base into into let's say change the base into 5, right? So okay, let's change the base. So we're given log base 7 and then 3 inside. So we're given log, okay, let's use green to solve this problem, or let's look for another cool color. So let's say use purple. So you're given log base of 7, right? And then you need to change there, and then the inside is 3. You need to change it to log base of 5. So what is our inside? This becomes log base of 5, and then 3 here over log over over log base of 5, and then what is here? It's 7. You understand? So this 3 goes here, this 7 goes here. So that's how change of bases work. So the more you do it, the more you get to learn it, and the more you get to understand it. So yes, so that's how it works. So more on to the laws. So there are some important thing about laws which we call was it about the logs which you call common logs, right? So we have common logs, which is the one that we say log base of b and then x, and then there is also the natural ones. So there's also the natural logs. So the natural logs, which involves the ln or maybe ln of x. So one thing that we need to note in this, right? One thing that we need to note in this is that we have some relationship between these two things, right? So whenever you have log base of e of x, right? This is equals to ln of x. So this is the relationship that we have that needs to be noted. You understand? Whenever you know e is a constant, right? It's a maybe let's call it a natural number. I think it's called a natural number, but natural number. You understand? So this is called a natural number, right? So whenever you have log base of x, and then that is equals to ln of x. And whenever you have just log of x, this is the same as log base 10x. So these are some of the things that you need to note, and then you'll be able to apply. So the log rules that we just did is applies also when you have natural logs. So that means that if so that means that also, so law number 1, maybe let's go back up there. So that means that if in terms of natural logs, let's take the color purple, or let's look for another color which is unique. Okay, I think purple will be fine, but purple is too close to blue. So let's use orange, right? So in this case, we're saying we're relating the laws, right? So in this case, the laws in terms of natural logs would be ln of m plus ln of n. This would be ln of n n. So this applies also in the terms of natural logs. So this, you need to remember this. This is m minus ln of n. This will become what? This will become ln of m over n. So the moment you understand this, it will help you to get to solve problems. So this law would become ln of m to the r. This will become r ln of m. So these things relates to one another. So you need to remember them, how they work, how to use them as well, that they are relatable. Natural logs and common logs are relatable. So you need to see that the logs, they do apply. So in something like this, for something like this, if you have ln of was it? So you have ln of e, right? This is equals to 1. How is this possible? Because this is log base e of e, then this is equals to 1. So this is how this relates to one another. So whenever you have ln of e, ln of 1, this is always equals to 0. Because remember, this is also the same as log of e1, it's equals to 0. So you need to remember that, you need to be able to see that. And then Yeah. So the natural log is not normally used for change of basis. Always when we use change of basis, we use the common logs. So that's something that you need to note. So it's we can just put a note and then we say for common logs. So this is mainly used for common logs. So this is something to remember or something to take note of. So thank you for watching the video. I think I'll end the video here, and don't forget to subscribe, guys. Don't forget to subscribe. This channel is made for you to enjoy maths and keep learning. Thank you.